Hey, what's up, everyone? I have never heard this in my life, so please inform me if you're aware. If you're aware of this. So, they stated earlier that the so called vice president elect, which I don't believe any of this. I don't believe the whole thing. I don't. How do you win the majority in your district votes? How does the majority win red in the district votes and the main vote not be red? That doesn't add up. How does it go red and then hours later just completely change? Moments later, in some cases, just completely change. It it doesn't add up. None of it does. I watched the entire thing play out and none of it has added up. There's so much surmountable evidence and they keep dismissing it. Anyway, they said Harris becomes the potential tie-breaking Senate vote. So on the 5th of November, the 5th of November. I'm sorry, I was thinking remember the 5th of November. On the 5th of January, there is supposedly, they're saying there's going to be a tie in the Senate. And now they're saying, well, it'll be tied. How do you have 50-50 even? That makes no sense to me. Every time they always go, this 50-50. Senate and House are going to be tied, they say. And they said Harris gets to decide. She gets to decide the vote. Who becomes, she gets to add someone on the side or something. She gets to decide the power and break any ties. Harris will then be put into role presiding over the Senate with the ability to break any ties. The ability to break any ties. 35 Senate seats were up for grabs 2020 election. Now that does not make any sense. I've never heard this. I've never heard that the up-and-coming vice president just breaks a tie and decides who she wants in there, giving them the power. Of course she's going to put someone they want in there. It's just, this whole thing's been a sham from the start. I'm tired of all of it. I mean, family members of mine are just blind. Friends, people out there, people online, people you see, they're just blind to all of this. They're like, yeah, I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to go get this back. I'm just going to go out there. I'm just going to follow all this hook, line, and sinker. We've got to do this. They created this thing. They made it. Then they force it on the TV, on the news all the time. Never giving us real news. Just, oh, this is so horrible. That's so horrible. All they show is the news about that virus. That's it. They never tell us what's really going on. Unless you watch other news sources on YouTube. Alright. So, have you ever heard of this, and when did that happen? When did that start? So they're going to be able to gain power by putting whoever they want in. I don't believe it was evenly tied. Secondly, as President Mr. T said, how can he become and be the most popular person on earth and the most popular man in America, beating the previous president, the previous vice president, and the current guy they're just kind of forcing in there, and the previous president's wife? How could he beat all of them and be the most liked person of the people and yet not get the vote? As Mr. T said himself, that does not add up. Alright, peace, signing out. Please tell me, do you know anything about, that was something just smacked in the other room, but if you know anything about politics, tell me. Is that true? Does she get to choose, and does it just, things are looking pathetic, I'll tell you. I'm telling you. Oh, and they had to have some riots. First of all, who wants to go burn something down? Who in their right mind just wants to do arson? Stupid people. They were saying F the police, F the laws. And they put their middle fingers up by the droves to a camera at the police station. Burned a police station down. Rioting. They call them protesters. Now, they call them protesters. They're not protesters, they're rioters. They said they've kicked off the first riot for the new year. And look at the fire. Just look at the stupid fire and flames in the background. Burning businesses and homes down. You know what would happen to me if I went and burned the neighbor's house down and said, "Oh, I'm doing it in the name of a political movement"? Not around here, you're not. And I'm very thankful they have signs around in our area that tell the truth. They have billboard signs that they put up telling the truth. You know what would happen if I were to go burn the local Walmart down or burn a local small business down? I'd be looked at on the cameras and I'd be arrested, put in prison for life for arson. Yet these people can just burn down the streets, cities, businesses, homes, buildings. Not a single consequence. Folks, it's messed up. It's messed up. And the only one that had any guts to tell anyone off was this administration. Others just let everything happen and everyone run over you and trample on you. All we have is God, folks. All we have is the hope and the chance of an afterlife. Let's try to make the best while we're here. We're going to have to do that. But I just want to say, if you and I were to go burn a Walmart or a local business down, or grocery store, or someone's home, we'd be put in prison for life for arson. First of all, who wants to do that anyway? Doesn't prove anything, and you reap the consequences if you do. Secondly, since when does the president, the so-called elect vice president, when do they get the right to do that? I don't know anything about it, but I've never heard of it in my life. They're going to do what they want. They're going to put in who they want. There's no way it could be split 50-50. That's just bull. All right, peace. Signing out. My links are below, and I don't want to get into politics a lot. I mean, I just want to know if there are some people on my channel that know politics, and they know a little bit about it. They know a bit about politics, and they can, you can tell me if you know that's the case or not. If you know whether that's the case or not. But please let me know. Peace. Links are below. Signing out.